and welcome to the Sci-Fi Invasion 50 Movies in 50 Weeks, where I, your host, Joey Hollywood, try to tackle all 50 movies in this Mill Creek box set. Today's movie is Night Fright from 1967. Now, I originally wanted this movie for my show, Midnight's Haunted Drive-In, but it was actually really difficult to find the actual copyright status of it, because it's listed in the public domain on a lot of sites, but I couldn't actually prove it. And that was a major issue with that show, because a lot of stuff that you think is in the public domain really is not. And you could do stuff with it and not get in trouble, but you know, those people, that's like their only source of income is this obscure movie, so they make their living off of preying on people who think that their movie's in the public domain. So that's why it's not in the show. But I really wanted it. It really seems like it's perfect for it. It's one of those teen horror movies from the 60s, you know, the kids with the big hair, and the man just doesn't listen to them, but the man actually knows what's going on. It's one of those kind of movies. It's a little cheaper than most of them, but it's fun. As I was watching it, it reminded me of, like, if you took like a Don Doler movie and combined it with a little bit of Manos, The Hands of Fate, but also made the competency of filmmaking just a little bit higher, you'd have this movie. The very opening of the movie reminded me of the opening of Police Squad, you know, the Naked Gun show. It has like it's following a police siren, and the titles are going up against it, and I was like, oh my god, it's Police Squad. Big problem with most of the movies on the set, I noticed, is that, and this one has it really, really bad, is the audio is just completely muffled. There are points in the movie where I couldn't understand what they were saying at all. There's also like really weird artifacts all over the screen, which is something to be expected. However, there was one that was so distracting, I actually thought it was a mouse cursor going across the screen. And it was just moving across the screen so much, and I was like, oh my god, this is not only a copy of a copy of a copy. Someone's screen recording this and slapped it on a DVD. And then I realized it wasn't that. But the simple fact that the picture quality on these movies is so incredibly poor that when I saw that, that's where my brain went. I think that's not a good sign, or just at least shows how bad the picture quality is on some of these. But yeah, it's your typical monster movie from this time period. Opens up with some teens, they get killed, the cops get pulled in, they try to close off the area. Some teens just want to get through that area because they want to party this weekend. And there's, you know, the government gets involved, and the government's trying to lock out the cops, but the cops are the only ones that really know what's going on, and they want to, like, you know, there's that kind of head bumping there. So, like, if you're into that formula, this movie might be fun to watch. It would definitely be more fun to watch with friends, I think. There's this thing that happens in the movie where the teens are really pissed that the cops won't let them into this area where people died, because they want to have fun. And this kid keeps on almost killing the cops with his car. Like, he stops like just a little too late to scare the cop. And then when he turns around, he almost hits him again. And then as he's going away, he almost hits the other cop. And they're like, oh, those darn kids. Oh, remember when we were that rambunctious? I'll be like, man, if that happened today, or in the real world, those kids would be locked up in jail like the first time it happened, not even the third time. It wouldn't even make it past that point. They would just arrest those kids on the spot. I think if I had any kind of complaint, because my complaints for this movie are kind of more generated for the type of movie it is. There's a lot wrong with this movie, but if I could say if there was anything that could make this movie better, it would be a better quality of picture, because when you finally see the monster, the picture quality is so bad that you can't make out what it is, and it's not artfully done. It's just the copy is so bad. Towards the very end, before, you know, what happens to the monster happens to the monster, you get one really good look at him, and he kind of looks like that one monster that Captain Kirk fights in the one with the horn on his head, and he's like all furry, looks like a monkey, like a white monkey with a horn on his head. He looks like that, but brown. And that's like the only like good look you get at him, and then yeah, you just don't really see him all that well. The ending is pretty underwhelming, But, you know, I just compared it to a Don Doler movie, so I think that shouldn't be surprising. Well, that's it for now. Thank you for watching. I'm Joey Hollywood. Remember, please be kind and rewind.